Walter Mosley, man, I don't remember ever being introduced to him in school. But when I went on my personal journey of reading novels, I came across one of his books, Devil in the Blue Dress. And so I read the book. It was a great book, great storyteller. So I ended up buying a second book from him, Black Betty. And he writes, is part of the Easy Rawlins series where he's a detective and he's trying to problem solve and solve a problem. Just fantastic read, man. Like last night I was reading it and I kept thinking like, all right, I read one book, an educational book, and I was reading it and I was like, I had to like force myself to like get through it because it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's just dates and numbers and, not really an art of the storytelling. Whereas when I was reading Walter Mosley, the art of his storytelling just pulls you in. It captivates you, right? Talking about pain, love, loss, triumph. Little did I know that he was also in the production of Snowfall, a show that a lot of people liked. And it just goes to show, like, may he rest in peace. All of the writers that I'm finna talk about are all deceased. I'm gonna focus on male writers because currently the legends that are men, are not, especially black men, are not really getting their just due in the world of literature. And personally, what I personally think, I think that some of the black American writers, and I got respect for other cultures too, no diss, but I just think that they're so slept on. Like, we put up people like Shakespeare, and Shakespeare is dope. And, a lot of stuff that come from London and England and Europe, as if you read Charles Dickens or you read, Othello by Shakespeare, then that means that you're well-read and stuff like that. It's like, I think that stories matter no matter what cultures they come from. So Walter Mosley really did a good job. I can't wait to read more of his books. I'm about to finish this book soon. Another author that I read one of his books is the legend James Baldwin. I read If Beale Street Could Talk, which was also made into a Netflix film. You're a good writer for the most part if Hollywood decides to turn your book into a film, right? Man, If Beale Street Could Talk is a story about police brutality, loss, relationships, love. I think that most novels, whether directly or indirectly, is always going to be a story about male and female or relationships. I'm not going to say male and female because, is diverse ways that love is experienced, right? But it's about love. It's about human connection. But then it's also about the external factors which prohibit us from experiencing love, whether it's war, conflict, these type of things. Really another great book. I really enjoyed it. And since I travel a lot and I plan to travel even more, I love when I'm reading a book and it mentions a place that I've been to. Like, it gives me a reference point. And sometimes it gives me places that I haven't been. It's like, I want to go there. Most of Walter Mosley, his character is Easy Rawlins, takes place in Los Angeles, but he mentions Louisiana and Houston, so I feel connected to that. James Baldwin's If Beale Street Could Talk is about a story that takes place in Memphis, but he also referenced Puerto Rico in the story and New York. I've been to those places. Another author I'm going to mention is Eric Jerome Dickey, who is an author that primarily deals in the realm of erotica. But once again, just a great storyteller, one of the giants that laid the foundation of the 90s. And he recently passed away in the early 2020s. And it's like, man, when you see a lot of these Netflix, Hulu, TV shows, believe it or not, man, they're basically stealing ideas and novels from people who have passed away. And if you're not into the world of literature, you might not know that. And so, yeah, man, I'm currently reading one of his books. I was originally I bought the book, then I started listening to it on Audible when I was away from home. A book called Pleasure. It's a crazy story. I'm not going to get too deep into it since it is about erotica. But even that, like, I think that is important to show I think it's important to show the diversity within the Black spectrum, and a lot of times people have to stress the fact that they are a Black writer because Black writers don't get a lot of respect. And so some people would try to say, oh, I'm a writer who happens to be Black. Nah, being Black definitely shapes your identity in the world. I don't think there's anything wrong with identifying as a Black writer. And I don't think that it means that your thoughts, ideas, language is any less profound. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to do this video to shed light on some of the Black male authors. That's three that I really rock with. Is Walter Mosley. I rock with James Baldwin, Eric Jerome Dickey, and the thing about them is they all write in different spectrums. Like, they're not all writing from the same place. But I would say, like, what make them powerful is if you're reading something and it takes you to another place, goated. Like, that's what I would say. I'm like, man, this guy is goated. Like, when I it's hard to compare some of these authors, man. Like, we like to put a top 5 or who's better than who, but it gets really difficult to do that because some people are so talented at their craft, and at the same time, they're in their own lane. They're not trying to be anyone else, Peace.